Say excuse me? Solange is Beyoncé's daughter. You've probably heard that rumor already, but suppose this latest version originated inside Mama Tina's closest circle. Baby, you definitely know Wendy Williams keeps receipts about everything. Even worse, Tina's former husband, Richard Lawson, could still be bitter over how everything unfolded within the Knowles family. Now he's revealing many secrets. According to what Wendy knows, he's supporting claims that Solange may actually be Beyoncé's daughter since forever, whose partners were L.A. Reid and Babyface in Atlanta. Folks, whenever you dive into the Knowles family rabbit hole, you begin realizing exactly how much supposedly needed hiding to keep the Beyoncé brand thriving and untouchable. It's hardly surprising Mama Tina immediately hit Richard Lawson with a gag order. Tina and Richard Lawson had been friends for over 30 years before beginning their relationship in 2013. Naturally, you'd expect Mama Tina to at least trust he wouldn't start spilling stories about her once their marriage ended. But she refused to risk anything. Their divorce agreement included a strict non-disparagement clause and NDA stating Richard must never discuss the Knowles family. So, what was Richard believed to know that required this much silence? Well, some of it could involve the ongoing mystery surrounding Beyoncé and Solange's actual relationship. Currently, Beyoncé is 44 years old and has said she was born in 1981. However, around 2006, someone claiming employment with the Texas Department of Health leaked what was presented as Beyoncé's official birth records, listing her birth date as September 4, 1974. Nobody knew how to respond to that leak. If accurate, it meant an entire 7 years had been erased from her age. And if fabricated, why would the health department, for any reason, release a fake birth record to begin with? The Texas Health Department first said they could neither verify nor dismiss the claims, but as public pressure increased, officials declared the document fraudulent and insisted they had no knowledge of it. However, as several people observed, Beyoncé's birth year being 1974 actually seems quite believable when you consider certain things her family has shared. To begin with, Mama Tina confirmed that Beyoncé attended Michael Jackson's Triumph Tour in 1981. Music. That experience became an unforgettable turning point because it was the moment she realized she wanted the stage and the bright lights. Then Gabrielle Union also spoke about her friendship with Beyoncé. Gabrielle, who was born in 1972, said during an interview that she and Beyoncé became friends while they were teenagers. She explained, "Bey and I have been friends since we were teenagers. We use the same hairstylist now, and you know how those bonds are. B is such a polite, nurturing person and a joy to work with. Working with her is easy because she is a good friend of mine." Now, if the official dates are accurate, Beyoncé would have been only 9 while Gabrielle was 18 because there is a 9-year age difference. Music. Does it really seem believable for an 18-year-old to be close friends with a 4th grader? But if Beyoncé's birth year were actually 1974, they would be just 2 years apart. So, did Gabrielle accidentally reveal the truth because she had been around from the very beginning? People believe the machine supporting Beyoncé, which has always fiercely protected her image and brand, erased every pre-fame video or piece of footage that might harm her reputation. We've even watched them get photographs removed from the internet before. Remember those unflattering Super Bowl pictures? They disappeared from the internet. Now many people believe Beyoncé is much older than everyone was led to think. They also claim every family photo released through the years was altered to conceal the alleged truth about her possibly being Solange's mother. Yes, you heard that correctly. According to the allegation, Beyoncé gave birth to Solange during her teenage years. But to preserve her public image, they supposedly created an entirely different story to keep everything concealed. Music. Allegedly, Solange's biological father is believed to be Beyoncé's first boyfriend, who reportedly thought Bey would eventually marry him before achieving fame. And girl, things became even more interesting when, back in 2011, a former Columbia Records employee came forward with the entire story. This individual claimed that while working at the label, they heard every detail. However, the biggest surprise came from discovering that everyone in the original Destiny's Child lineup had altered ages except LaToya. According to this person, they knew because they saw Beyoncé's driver's license displayed on her manager's computer, showing the 1974 birth year. Now, based on this employee's account, Beyoncé and Solange have a 14-year age difference, while the sister relationship was supposedly created to hide a teenage pregnancy. To support that claim, the source referenced the period when Beyoncé belonged to Girls' Time. That was the group's name before becoming Destiny's Child, Music, and they competed on Star Search, losing the contest in 1993. Nikki Taylor, who performed alongside Bey in the group, was born in 1975. By the time they appeared on Star Search, she was approximately 18. Why would an 18-year-old Nikki perform in a group alongside several 11- and 12-year-olds? Any information about Nikki's age has supposedly disappeared, leaving only details stating she belonged to Destiny's Child at one point. Another interesting claim is that, according to the employee, even without seeing the license, Beyoncé's cousin Angie Beyoncé, a songwriter, was allegedly overheard sharing secrets with staff during a Christmas party after Bey made remarks about her weight. The employee claimed Bey's cousin jokingly mentioned she had childbearing hips because she had already given birth, and that child was supposedly Solange. That could explain why the family seemed far less surprised than the public when Solange experienced her own teenage pregnancy, since they had supposedly faced something similar with Bey already. Jay-Z and Bey's relationship also appears more understandable because the age difference would not have seemed nearly as significant when they became involved. Now, entertainment executives encouraging young performers to adjust their ages for a better chance in Hollywood is nothing new. Music. After all, Nelly publicly claimed he was born in 1978 when signing his first contract, even though he was actually born in 1974. Even an icon like Michael Jackson was advised by his mentor Berry Gordy to say he was 9 instead of 11 years old because it made him more appealing to audiences. Beyoncé unquestionably possessed the talent, beauty, and star quality needed to reach the top with the proper support. Adjusting her age may have seemed like the ideal way to eliminate any remaining loose ends. There have also been rumors claiming Bey was wild and involved with both men and women. Matthew reportedly kept those stories under control while serving as her manager. But after Jay-Z entered the picture, things supposedly escalated until her former drummer, Kimberly Thompson, eventually filed a lawsuit over her alleged extreme witchcraft in SA. And now claims are circulating that after Tina and Richard's marriage collapsed, Richard began revealing information. Here's the thing. Reports suggest their divorce happened because Richard felt the family treated him like he was insignificant, constantly looking down on him and allegedly treating his daughter Bianca badly as well. Now, with years of built-up frustration, Richard is said to have started discussing private family matters, including claims about Tina wanting the spotlight, Solange and Jules' troubled relationship, Jay and Bey's marriage allegedly being for appearances, and the supposed reality behind Solange and Bey's relationship. Even Wendy Williams, who was active during the 80s and 90s at the peak of her radio career, has reportedly held on to this information for years. And yes, she supposedly has actual receipts connected to it. However, before she could share anything publicly, she was placed under a conservatorship. But now that she is expected to return, she plans to reveal everything because she feels she has nothing left to lose and intends to confirm these secrets once and for all. Naturally, people have reacted strongly to these claims. When someone keeps their life so private that almost nothing is known about them, some people believe there must be something they are hiding. There is definitely something happening, and honestly, very little would shock me anymore. I actually hope she did change her age. It would be reassuring to know she was not taken advantage of by Jay. And if she really is Solange's mother, I hope the circumstances behind the pregnancy are not heartbreaking. I mentioned this nearly 20 years ago when her father almost revealed it during an MTV behind-the-scenes segment. They all attempted to quiet him when he brought up her upcoming birthday. Do you believe there could be any truth to the idea that Beyoncé is Solange's mother? Share your thoughts in the comments, and remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.